Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Tire Barn Warehouse with the head coach Matt Loddick. Brandon Vickery with you. And Coach, as we dive in yesterday, obviously a heartbreaking defeat against Loyola. You've had some time to process it. What stands out about the way your team played yesterday?
I thought we made some mistakes early in the game. They were really going well, and so I think it's easy to look down the stretch. Everyone looks at the end of the game where we really had the ball there with an opportunity to tie or win. But as you look at the totality of it, we had 17 turnovers, which is uncharacteristic. Right, we're leading the league right now, and not turning the basketball over. So we had about 6 more than our average, and then they shot a pretty high percentage. I think we had a little bit of they had just come off a game where they didn't score very well at Indiana State, and as you watch that game, they didn't go inside as much as probably they wanted to or need to be successful. So they went inside early, often, played through the big fella, and there's a reason that they were successful, because that kid's a heck of a player. And so we got to do a better job with our interior defense, better job with our rotations, make things a little bit harder for him or a player like that. But again, I thought we did pretty well. We started the game better, which has been something that we wanted to do. And I thought across the board we got good contributions, and we are getting better, which is what we want our guys to do. And so there's some stuff that we could take away from it. Again, we have to figure out a way to pull out a game like that, and it's hard. It's hard. That was a heck of an environment on their home floor. If they're coming off, I think they've lost 3 out of 4, but we just got to find a way.
You made a tweak to the starting lineup yesterday. Just take us kind of behind the process of how decisions like that are made and what went into it.
Well, we just can't continue to start games bad, and it's not, in any way like an indictment on Daniel. I just thought that getting a little more size in there, and Nick been playing great in practice, and so I liked what both brought. I thought Nick played great. He had 9 assists, and I thought Saki in his role off the bench was fantastic. So something that we're going to try to build on. It's not easy for Daniel, and I told him that, but he also said, Coach, it's not a problem, and so that's a true testament to his character.
Let's talk more about Nick. You mentioned the 9 assists. Just what's the journey been like for him this season, and how would you assess the way he's playing now?
Well, if you follow our team, you know that there's been some games that he's missed, and he's been dealing with a little bit of a lower back issue, and so it's been hard. It's been a little bit inconsistent for him, and I think he's wanted to produce more than he's been able to, just because of injury. But putting him in the lineup, he moved great yesterday, found people obviously, and one thing that you can look at, he can fill up a stat sheet, and yesterday he didn't score a bucket. I think he only shot twice, but was instrumental in our offense really moving and clicking.
You found Freeman Liberty entered the top 10 all-time in single-season steals yesterday, bumping Bryce Drew out. And when it's all said and done this year, he's going to set the school record, it appears, for steals. We've talked about it before, but what makes him so effective in picking up steals on the defensive end?
Well, attributes, athleticism, anticipation. A lot of his ability to get steals is just, God-given talent, right? He is lightning quick. But the other part is, he plays within our scheme and really anticipates really well. And so, I think, really his offense gets going from his defense. And so there were moments yesterday where he, got key steals, got easy baskets for us, and he had a couple that didn't go his way. He got fouls called on him that, you can look and say, I don't know. I just think, for him, he's a guy that came in last year as a defender. Obviously, he's been scoring at a really high rate, but I think his defense gets his offense going.
Southern Illinois picked last in the conference. Here they are, a game out of first. What's led them to exceed expectations so significantly?
I just think, they're a team that knows they need each other. Obviously, they're really well coached. They defend at a very high rate, and they, seem to throw in enough baskets to win. They've had the ball bounce their way a couple times. You could look at their last game. But again, they need each other. They know it, and they're doing a great job playing team basketball.
Damask, freshman, it's been hard to stop. Had a big game against you the first time. How do you slow him down on Wednesday?
Well, they get a lot of mismatches with him. They move him to the 5, and so he's 6'4" and can really shoot. And Early we tried to, maybe keep a more traditional center on him, and I think that hurt us. So, when they do move him to the 5, hopefully we can, match and, play small as well.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo basketball team, Matt Loddick. Valpo at home on Wednesday night. Come on out to the Arc for a 7 o'clock tip against Southern Illinois. For all the latest in Valpo basketball, check out valpoathletics.com. Valpo Basketball Weekly is sponsored by Tire Barn Warehouse. For all major brand tires, wheel alignments, and more, visit Tire Barn at 451 West Northland Drive, Valparaiso. Tire Barn installs more than 3 million tires a year. How about your next set? Visit www.tirebarn.com.